Radhe Radhe everyone. This is another episode of my road to self-realization. I believe this is video log number 4. Honestly, I think I will forget about what video log number it is pretty soon. So I will continue to say the number for as long as I can remember. Um, yeah, so another, kind of a stressful day in a way that I'm not too sure what happens to other people, but every time I am anxious or my mood changes, my head gets really heavy, really fast. I'll start to yawn. I will yawn quite a bit, and then I know that okay, something is bothering me. I'm anxious. Just the heavy feeling, and my go-to solution when this happens to me is either I sleep or I tell my mom to make some chai tea. Chai, as everybody knows, if you're Indian, if you understand, uh, it is our medicine for everything. But but it doesn't really go away. I guess as I guess in my head that uh, it's helping, but it's not. Uh, I'm pretty sure from what I've listened to other people, some of the best people out there, those who talk about neurologists. Everybody says that something needs to be changed inside your body, not outside. So even though I know cha is not going to help me, but what the hell, it's something that makes me feel good, even though chemically it's not doing anything to my body, and it's not doing anything to my mind, making it better, but it just gives me the illusion that it is. And I will continue to do that. To be honest with you, there are a lot of reasons why I get stressed, and the one of the biggest reason that I get stressed is that, and I think in my one of the first few videos, I kind of promised you guys that I will be truthful with everything that I say. There are times where I won't. There are few things that I won't share with everybody. Not yet, because I don't feel comfortable sharing. I have a lot of flaws. I'm a flawed person, and there are a lot of things that I'm not really grateful of, and there are a lot of things that I'm not very proud of that I've done in the past. And again, nothing is illegal, but it's something that obviously I feel guilty of. So yeah, it's a so yeah, it's a so what I was talking about was the biggest reason why I always get stressed out, why I always get anxious, is jealousy. I always want to compare myself to everybody out there. Somebody who could be, it could be somebody making more money than me, somebody's making, getting better education than me. I always want to compare myself, and I know it's not the right thing to do, but I just can't stop. Again, I think this will be the best time for me to go back to my previous the story, or my life in the past, of how I came to where I am right now. In my last video, if you have watched it, you'll see that my life has been, it's been great. There's nothing wrong with my life, and a lot of times I won't change anything that has happened in my life. There are things that I would like to do better, but my life has turned out to be okay. Other than this last 4 years that I have gone through this depression, anxiety, but everything else, I think God has put me where He wants me. Maybe the depression, this anxiety, is where I need to be for the next step. The God is taking me she, the power, the light wants me to go. But I guess I want to talk about why I find myself where I am. And as I said, like when I was permanent, when I was not permanent in Canada, came here as a student. I always drove strength out of hardship. My mind would constantly look for sadness, and it will look for tough time, even though things weren't really tough, but I would just make them tough for myself and draw inspiration out of it that I can do this. And I've always been that person. So I got my permanent residency back in 2008. Went back to India, saw my parents, came back, and yeah, just came back, and things were the same. I had next goal in my mind was trying to bring my family to Canada. My sister came. Couple of years after I got permanent residency, 2010. Then the next goal was to bring my parents here. My parents came here in 2012 on something called a super visa at the time, not permanent. And then next goal was, I need to get married. I got married. So all my life it's been based on some certain goal, the next big goal that I need to achieve. I have two beautiful girls. Then I was after I need to finish my degree when I was living in Winnipeg. When I was on student permit, I didn't get to finish my degree. I got my diploma in business admin, but I wanted to get my degree. So we had our first daughter in 2018. 2016. Then I went back to university, got my degree in 2018. So that goal was done. Then on to my next goal, trying to get my CPA, trying to get my CA in Canada. So goal after goal after goal after goal. That's what kept me going. Something happened in 2019. That's the year when I wrote my exam for CPA exam, CA exam. I'm pretty sure the examination is pretty hard all across the world, and it's a similar process. But in Canada, we have a 3-day exam, and that exam I took it on myself that it is one and only time I'm going to be able to get this do this exam. It was 2019. I sent my family, my wife and my kids. My wife was off from school. She's a teacher. She's not a teacher. She's an early childhood educator. Again, being trying to be truthful. So she had time off. She went to Toronto. That's where her family is, so I could focus on my CA exam. So I made it really hard for myself. I in my head I was like, okay, it's now or never. And I know that was a bad approach, but I wanted to get inspiration out of that, and so that was my approach: now or never. Just a couple of weeks before the exam, I got really, really stressed, really, really anxious. That out of nowhere, I just started crying one night. With my parents, with my mom and dad. They were here. By the way, my parents came and became permanent in Canada in 2016, so they were already here permanent. So one day, just before the exam, couple of weeks before the exam, I just started crying. I had no idea. I was just super stressed out. And I think that is the start of... No, actually, no. There's something else happened in 2019, the same year, in March. I just don't feel comfortable talking about that incident right now, because I know people gonna start judging me, and everybody will have right to judge me, but I will be truthful, and I will come back and talk about this something that happened to me. It's not an incident, it was actually a good incident. So, but again, I will talk about that. So 2019, that year, it was the start of that switch that flipped in my head. 2019, then exam happened, and and some kind of I know I've heard a few neurologists, and they talk about this trauma. So I think that 2019 was the year when there were multiple traumas. That incident in March, and then my CPA exam. 2 weeks before the exam, I'm crying, and I just tell my parents that I can't do it anymore. I don't care if I pass or fail. I can't study anymore. Luckily, one of my friends convinced me to continue to study, and I passed the exam. But that exam was a turning point in my life. I have never been the same since that exam. A lot of things happened since the exam that had further contributed to the situation that I am in right now. We'll talk about that in our next video log. But yeah, 2019 after CPA exam, one of the biggest changes that I saw in myself was me honestly being a coward. I've been into numerous accidents, ridden off 3-4 cars before 2019. So let me tell you, I'm a very experienced when it comes to driving and getting into accidents and riding cars off. But after 2019, me and my parents, we decided to just take a quick break. My wife was already in Toronto, so the plan was that I would bring them back along with me from Toronto. Me and my family, we had an uncle. I have an uncle who lives in the U.S. So me, mom, dad, we decided to go to Kansas City, and we were stuck on Chicago airport, and I decided to drive from Chicago to Kansas City. And as I said, I have driven a lot. I have driven 13, 14, 15 hours in one shot, no issues at all. That time when I was driving from from Chicago to Kansas City, it's, I don't know, 7, 8 hours, maybe 9 hours drive. It started raining, got darker, and I kid you not, my legs were shaking as I was driving. And that was really bizarre for me. I was very, very scared to even drive. I was just absolutely, for some reason, I was just messed up, and things haven't been the same. I guess we'll continue from here on the next episode. For people who are listening, please share your stories. Talk about the issues that you face, and help me. As I said, like, jealousy is one of the biggest things that contribute to my depression, because I want to compare with everybody. And I know it's not the right thing, and I know that's what's the biggest factor of my stress, my depression, my anxiety. But how do I change that? How do I not become jealous? Because with the contradictory statements that have been given, the society that we live in, if it felt like, in order for me to just get better, or jealousy was, I used as jealousy to get ahead in life. So yeah, please help me out. I want to do some chanting before I leave. So yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Radha Radha everyone. If you have any tips for me, how to improve my mood, how to improve my depression, please leave me a comment. If you find my story, um, my struggles similar to your struggles, please also put them in the comments. Let me know if there's something that we can talk about, discuss, help each other. If you like my videos, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, so we can stay connected, and it will give me a little bit of boost that if not anything, at least there are a few people that are being helped, or let's talk about it. Let's make this a channel where we can all discuss. We don't have to give our names out. You don't have to give your names out. Let's just make this channel where we can have this discussion, and I can't be the only one who's struggling with this. So yeah, Radhe Radhe.